you could have, you're going to see the question is either going to say, sorry, I'm trying to find my sticky notes. What is the central idea of the selection? Okay, so that's one way you're going to see it. So it says selection. So we know this means the whole story. So I want to know what the whole story is about. I don't want to know just one part of it. I want to know the whole story. Okay, so that's one way you could see that question asked. Okay, you can also see central idea asked as what is the central idea of the section titled, and then it would give you whatever the title is. Okay. So when it asks that, I'm just looking for one part. I just want to know that section. Okay, I just want to know that one section. I don't want to know the whole story. Whatever title they've named, that's what I want to know. I don't want to know the whole story because I'm not asking about selection, I'm asking about section. So it's really, really important that we understand those two words and the difference between them. Because I can guarantee you this will be questions that you're going to get asked on a test. And if you don't know these words, it's going to make it very difficult when you read that because you're going to go, ooh, I don't know, especially this one. This one's easy because it says titled, so then you just go to that section, right? But this one's harder because you're going to go, well, I don't know what the selection is. So you got to make sure you know selection is the whole story. Section is one part. I don't want to know the whole story. Okay? So if I'm talking about this dinosaur book, hold on, let me zoom out so I can. If I'm talking about this dinosaur book that I read y'all yesterday, what if you had T-Rex teeth and other dinosaur parts? Well, if I asked you what the central idea of the selection is, I want to know the whole book. Well, this whole book is about you having different dinosaur parts, and it's telling me about those different dinosaur parts. Versus if I say, what is the central idea of the section titled Tyrannosaurus Rex? I just want to know about this part. I don't want to know about the whole book. So in this case, you're going to tell me, well, this is about the Tyrannosaurus Rex and their teeth, right? You're not going to tell me, well, it's all about dinosaurs and the dinosaur parts. Well, but that's not true, right? It's not about the whole thing. Okay. So I want you to get out your reading notebook. We're going to do some practices with this. I gotta find my reading notebook first. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is I actually want us to write down the questions that I wrote out because I want you to have them in your notebook. So then if you ever see it and you go, ooh, I don't know, you can always go back and double check and say, let me see, what is it? So we're going to write focus. We're doing selection versus section. Okay, I should see you writing. I should see everybody writing. Because this is going to be really important that you have this written down somewhere. Because I promise you, you will see this again. All right, we're going to write selection. Okay, and then we're going to draw a little T-chart. And section. And then we're going to write what the difference is under the T-chart. Yes, Aiden.
So what I was gonna say, can we put the line all the way down, or we're gonna put some notes under?
No, don't put the line all the way down because we're going to do some examples down here. Good question.
Okay.
All right. Selection. What should I put? Think about what we just talked about. What's one of the first things I should put under my T-chart for selection, Aiden? What should I put under there?
So selection, you could put the whole story.
I'm going to write whole story. Bella, what else could I put? What was my example that I gave y'all? What was the image that I gave you? Think about what we make with our hands.
A circle.
A circle, right? So then we know it's the whole story.
Like a whole pizza.
Gabriel, I do not want to see you annotating on my screen.
Sorry.
Okay, and then the last thing we're going to put is we're going to write out the question. What is the central idea of the selection? And then we're going to underline selection. So when I ask you this question, how could I rephrase this question? How could I make it to where if you're not sure what this question means, what does it actually mean? It means, what do I want to know? I want to know what? Walter, what do I want to know if I'm asking you this question?
What is like text or like the story or the paragraph about? I mean,
What is the whole story about, right? What is the whole story mostly about? So we're going to write that here. We're going to say, what is the whole story mostly about? And then we're going to draw an arrow, okay? So then you know, when you see this, it's really asking you this. When you see what is the central idea of the selection, it's really asking you what is the whole story mostly about. All right. Section. What's one of the first things I should put under section based on what we just talked about? Zane, what should I put under section? If I have whole story here, what should go here?
One part of the story.
One part. Good job. One part. And I'm going to put one part of the story. But you can also just put, if y'all want to just write just one part, you can too. But just know it's just one part. You're not looking at the whole thing. Okay. What is my image I'm going to draw? What do I usually hold up and show you? What am I usually holding up? Sarah, what do I usually hold up and show you when I say section? I'm looking at what? What object am I holding up? Oh, I'm the wrong way.
It looks like a triangle.
It's a triangle or a pizza slice, right?
Or a pie slice.
Or pie slice. Yeah, you could really say it either way. But we're usually looking at, we want an upside down triangle. And then I'm actually going to add some little pizza toppings to it. Okay.
Pies for math, pizzas for reading.
Yep, we could do that. Pies for math, pizzas for reading. Let's draw a little pizza. Because we want just what's on this slice. I don't want to know what's on the whole pizza. I just want to know what's on that one slice.
Miss Shannon, look.
Good job, Michael.
Could we put toppings on this triangle?
Say that again, Aiden.
Could we put toppings on the triangle?
Yeah. Yeah, and you can put whatever toppings you want. It doesn't matter to me. I just put some pepperonis. You can put whatever you want.
I put pepperoni.
Whatever is going to help you remember.
I put chocolate chips.
Perfect. All right, so then we would ask the question, or we would get asked the question, what is the central idea of the section? And then usually it's going to give you a title. It'll give you some kind of title. It's not ever going to say just what is the central idea of the section. It's going to have to give you a title that goes with it.
Because then it would be so easy. You could just choose the one that has like 2 sentences in it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's exactly right. So they're always going to give you which one they want you to look at.
There's not going to be enough reasons, so I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what do I do?
All right. So when I ask this question, what am I really asking? When I say, what is the central idea of this section? Aiden, what am I really asking?
What is the central idea of like the paragraph, like part of a page like in the bats book we read, it said bats food, and like it introduced them on the page.
So I'm really asking, what is this one part? Okay, and really, instead of it saying one part, that would be where your title would go. So whatever it is, so like how our dinosaur books, it was our dinosaur book, it was called Tyrannosaurus Rex. So it'd really say, what is Tyrannosaurus Rex mostly about? So it's, what is this one part mostly about?
What is the T-Rex mostly about? No, what is the page with the T-Rex mostly about? And then you'll say, it's about its sharp teeth. That's why it's called a sharp tooth. Have you ever watched the Age Before Time?
No.
You mean Land Before Time, not Age Before Time, Land Before Time?
Yeah.
Focus. Finish. We're gonna do some examples.
Can we make a line at the bottom?
Yes.